of this place as a player and just, the direction the game's gone since then?
As a player, wow, I got to think of a long way back. No, I have fond memories of this place. For those of you that are young, C. Vivian Stringer was the head coach at the time, and she had a lot of great players from Indiana and from the Chicago area. One of them by the name of Tangela Smith, who most recently was coaching, I think, at Northwestern. And Tangela Smith had these long arms at the front of the press, and Coach Stringer always pressed 94 feet like the whole game, and it was a nightmare for guards like me. So I remember Tan just up there in the front of that press and making it hell for all of us Boilermakers.
Back there.
Steph, you're still younger than me.
Oh, thanks.
You had a chance yesterday to see your team in a game first. Is it kind of helpful to see these back-to-back, and obviously Caitlin didn't play yesterday or play today, in terms of having the data that you're going to get from the off-season, the way these two games will sort of help tell you something about your team?
Yeah, I think it is. Number one, it challenges us to be able to go quickly into a new scouting report. How much information can they absorb, in less than 24 hours? What will we be able to do from a game prep standpoint? And number two, it challenges our mental and physical fortitude. One of our core values is mental toughness. We have to be able to lock in, and I thought we showed great mental toughness in our game yesterday, and our ability to stay locked into the moment, our ability to rely on our defense when we weren't shooting the ball well, to make plays when necessary. And I think we're going to have to carry that over and be able to do that multiple days in a row. Plus, we get good looks at different kinds of combinations and see the efficiency of each combination.
Up there.
Coach Jack Birmingham, Daily Iowan. Obviously, you guys are going up against some new competition. It's not every day you get to play an international team. Sounds like they got a lot of strength, they got a lot of skill, they got a lot of young talent on the team. What's one thing that's maybe stood out to you from watching film or seeing them in action that you think you're going to have to prepare for today without, giving away too much of your game plan, of course?
Well, I think first and foremost, they play pretty fearless. And you mentioned the word young. They're young. There are a lot of players who are going to go play college basketball. They play fearless. They play hard. They compete at a high level. They do a really good job of getting downhill, getting to the rim. They're going to challenge our individual defense and our ability to guard our yard, and I think it's going to be a really good challenge for our team.
Brett?
Steph, have you talked to your team about spotlight and about kind of a lot of the eyes that are on them on a day like this, and how that will still be very much a thing as you get into the season?
Yeah, we talk about that. Certainly we're not shying away from the position that we're in, but we also have to create layers and boundaries around ourselves. There's a lot of stuff outside the building that happens. There's a lot of stuff inside the building that happens, but at the end of the day, we ultimately have to protect what's in our locker room, and being able to layer ourselves, being able to not get caught up in all of that stuff outside our building, being able to make sure that every day, we're focusing on the we of our team. Every day we're focused on our goals. Every day we're focused on staying disciplined to the things that are going to allow us to have opportunities for success. We talk a lot about controlling the things that you can control. We can't control all that, right? We want to enjoy it, certainly. We want to make sure that we're putting on a good show, certainly. But at the same time, at the end of the day, our goal is to be better today than we were yesterday. And we have to keep the main thing the main thing.
There's the middle there.
Hey, it's Stephanie back here. Shannon Howard, KCCI. How has the Caitlin Clark effect impacted you so far that you've seen?
Outside of social media, it hasn't. I think, for me, the most important thing is, number one, I've learned throughout the course of my experiences in this game, and that I have to stay focused on the things that I can control. I've seen the Caitlin Clark stuff from the outside looking in, and being on the television side, and certainly being an opponent. But I have a job to do. And my job is to be the best I can for these players. And in order to do that, I have to insulate myself. So, staying off of social media, making sure that I'm able to give them everything that I can give them every day, making sure that us as a coaching staff are putting our team and players in positions to be successful. So some of that comes with just age and natural maturation. And some of that comes with really being intentional about, again, I know it sounds coy, but keeping the main thing, and that is this team, that is these players, and it is the opportunity that we have in front of us.
Number 1, 2, and wrap up on the locker.
Hey Coach, Zachary James, SB Nation Social Appeal. With all of the hype and all the excitement surrounding today's game, and then the other games that happened this weekend to start off the preseason, would you like to see more games like this being hosted going forward on different campuses to help hype up the league?
I think it's awesome. Yes, and way back in the day when I was a player for the Indiana Fever, we did this at Purdue. We played a preseason game at Purdue, and I think it allows fans who may not have opportunities to get to WNBA cities to experience WNBA basketball. It rewards these incredible fan bases who have been such a piece of the fabric of college women's basketball, and players like Caitlin, like Aaliyah Boston, certainly Kelsey Mitchell, that they can return home. And all of these people can get to enjoy them again. And, certainly I think, we know that every day is a new opportunity. We know that we don't take any day for granted. And so for us to be able to bring Caitlin back here and to bring our team here to experience this fan base, it's an incredible opportunity.
Final question back left there.
Hey Coach, Jake Brennan with Local 5 Sports. From year 1 to year 2, what type of jump have you seen in Caitlin's game?
First and foremost, her strength, her endurance, her ability to handle contact, physicality, and do it while on balance. Certainly Caitlin in college was just better than everybody else. And oftentimes you can get away with things that when you're playing against the best players in the world on a daily basis, you can't get away with. And she has incredible self-awareness. So knowing that she needed to get in the weight room, knowing that she needed to work on some time under tension, being able to do things and be the low man, not be upright. Her attention to detail and everything that she does from a work standpoint has stood out to me. She doesn't waste reps. She doesn't waste time. I think you're going to see some new finishes from her. I think you're going to see a different kind of cadence in the way that she plays with the ball in her hands. It's not big, massive, sweeping changes, right? It's little subtleties and nuance that she'll continue to add to her game.